7 dangerous morning diabetes signs you'll regret ignoring. You wake up just like every morning. The light filters through your bedroom blinds. You sit up slowly, feet touching the floor, and there it is again. That faint tingling, maybe even a slight burning in your toes. You shrug it off. Just slept on it wrong. You walk to the bathroom. Your mouth is dry as paper. Your head feels thick, almost foggy. But what if these weren't just getting older? What if these quiet little discomforts were actually your body screaming for help? Softly but urgently. Frank, a 62-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, thought the same. He chalked up his dry mouth to dehydration, the blurry vision to age, and the morning headaches to probably not sleeping right. He had no idea his blood sugar was sky high. By the time he took action, the damage was already happening to his nerves, his kidneys, and even his eyes. If this is sounding familiar, you're not alone. Hit that like button if you've ever dismissed something small, only to realize later it meant something big. Here's the truth. For millions of people over 50 with prediabetes or type 2, the first signs don't show up at the clinic. They show up in the first 15 minutes of your morning, quietly, gradually, and dangerously. And today, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific morning signs of diabetes that most people ignore. Not out of neglect, but because no one ever told them what to look for. Some of these signs will surprise you, and one of them could already mean your nerves are under attack, without you even realizing it. If you find even one of these eye-opening, consider subscribing. I make these videos for people like you, people who want calm, clear, no-drama answers that can actually help. And if someone you love, a spouse, a parent, even a close friend, has diabetes or is at risk, send this to them. Sometimes one shared video can protect someone you care about from a lifetime of complications. So let's get started, because the most dangerous symptom is the one you ignore long enough for it to become permanent. Sign number 1, and it starts the moment your feet hit the floor. And once you notice it, you'll never forget it. One tingling or numbness in the feet or hands. You wake up, stretch your arms, and swing your feet over the side of the bed. But the moment your toes hit the floor, something feels off. There's a tingling in your feet, like static or tiny pins pricking under the skin. You wiggle your toes, thinking maybe you just slept funny. Then as you reach for your coffee mug or toothbrush, you feel it again. That strange numbness in your fingers. Your grip feels weak. Your hands are slow to wake up, almost like they're wearing invisible gloves. You tell yourself it's poor circulation, or maybe just age catching up with you. But here's the truth. That tingling, whether it's in your feet, your hands, or both, can be one of the very first signs of diabetic nerve damage. And it usually shows up first thing in the morning when you're most aware of your body. Over time, high blood sugar begins to damage the protective coating around your nerves. The longest nerves, the ones reaching your feet and hands, are hit first. That's why it often starts in your toes. But as the condition progresses, it moves upward, affecting your fingers, your grip, even your coordination. If you've ever felt that pins and needles sensation in the morning, in your feet or your fingertips, go ahead and tap like. You're not alone, and you're not imagining it. Left untreated, this kind of nerve damage, called peripheral neuropathy, can lead to loss of sensation, pain that won't go away, injuries you don't feel until they become infections, and in severe cases, ulcers or even amputations. But here's the good news. If you catch it early, you can slow it down, sometimes even reverse it. What can you do today? Start by checking your feet and hands each morning. Do you feel numbness, tingling, or unusual sensitivity? Are there cuts, bruises, or swelling you didn't notice before? And if the sensation keeps returning, ask your doctor for a monofilament foot test or a nerve conduction study. These tests are simple, painless, and can detect nerve damage before it gets worse. If you learned something new here or thought, wait, that's me, consider subscribing. This channel is built to help you spot the signs others miss and take action early. And if someone you love, especially someone over 50, has been ignoring that morning numbness, please share this with them. Because what starts as a tingle can become something far more serious if left unchecked. Now, what if I told you that the headaches you get right after waking up aren't just from sleeping the wrong way? Up next, We'll uncover what those early morning headaches could really mean and why they matter more than you think. 2. Morning headaches. You wake up after what should have been a good night's sleep. The room is still quiet, but before you even sit up, that dull, pounding ache starts to build, right behind your eyes or at the base of your skull. You blink, rub your temples, maybe reach for a glass of water or your usual bottle of ibuprofen. You didn't drink the night before. You slept a full 7 or 8 hours. So why does it feel like your head's under pressure? This isn't just aging. It's not dehydration. It could be your blood sugar trying to tell you something important, something you can't feel until it's already gone too far. Morning headaches are one of the most overlooked signs of diabetes-related glucose swings. For many, they're caused by blood sugar crashing too low during the night or spiking far too high while you sleep. And here's the twist. You don't notice either happening in real time, but your brain does, and it punishes you with pain in the morning. If you've ever woken up foggy, sore-headed, or just not quite right, tap like so you know you're not the only one wondering, why do I feel worse after I sleep? Here's why it matters. These silent glucose swings, when ignored, can cause cognitive decline, microvascular damage, tiny blood vessels in your brain and eyes, dangerous episodes of nocturnal hypoglycemia, where your blood sugar drops too low while you're unconscious. And for many over 50, this can go unnoticed for months, even years, until memory loss, vision problems, or heart issues appear. But there's good news. You can catch it early if you know what to look for. Here's what you can do right now. Track your fasting blood sugar first thing in the morning for at least 3 consecutive days. Write it down. If your numbers vary widely, or if you wake with headaches and levels that are too high or too low, talk to your doctor. They might suggest adjusting your evening meals, your medication timing, or even checking your overnight glucose levels. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up so thirsty, your tongue feels like sandpaper, or your lips are dry no matter how much water you drank the day before? That might not be dehydration at all. It could be your kidneys quietly fighting a battle all night long. Let's talk about that next. 3. Dry mouth or dehydration upon waking. It's early morning. You open your eyes, stretch your arms, and the first thing you feel isn't peace, it's dryness. Your mouth feels parched, your lips are cracked, your tongue sticks to the roof of your mouth like someone glued it there overnight. You reach for the glass of water by your bed and drink it in seconds, but the relief is only temporary. You think, maybe I didn't drink enough water yesterday, or the air must have been dry. But what if this isn't about the weather or hydration? What if your body was actually trying to flush out excess sugar in your blood? All night long, when blood sugar levels run high overnight, especially in people with type 2 diabetes, your kidneys go into overdrive. They pull water from every corner of your body to get rid of the extra glucose, leaving you dehydrated, cell by cell, by the time you wake up. If this sounds familiar, if you wake up needing water before anything else, tap like so we know we're talking to the right people. The real risk here? If it happens often, that overnight dehydration can silently wear down your kidneys. And it's not just discomfort, it's a sign your body is fighting an internal imbalance without your help. Over time, these nightly sugar flushes can contribute to chronic dehydration, early kidney strain, fatigue and mood swings during the day, and in severe cases, signs of early diabetic kidney disease. The worst part? You might not even know your blood sugar is high. Dry mouth is often the first red flag, showing up long before the test results. So what can you do? Step 1. Track how often this happens. Are you waking up dry more than 3 to 4 times a week? Do you feel thirsty before bed or during the night? Step 2. Ask your doctor for a fasting glucose test and urinalysis to check for dehydration markers and glucose levels. Step 3. Consider limiting sugary snacks or heavy carbs before bed, and drink water evenly throughout the day, not just before sleep. If this gave you a fresh perspective on something you thought was normal, hit subscribe. The next few signs will challenge what you think you know about diabetes and might even help you catch it early in someone you love. And speaking of kidneys doing overtime, if you're waking up and heading straight to the bathroom every morning, or getting up once, twice, maybe even 3 times during the night, That might not just be your bladder talking. It could be a deeper signal your body needs help. Let's look closer at that next. 4. Frequent morning urination. It's still dark out. You roll over in bed, trying to stay asleep, but your bladder has other plans. You get up. Again, maybe it's the second time, maybe it's the third. And once morning finally comes, you head straight to the bathroom before anything else. You chalk it up to age or that cup of tea before bed. But what if it's not your bladder? What if it's your blood sugar? One of the earliest and easiest to miss signs of diabetes is frequent urination at night and first thing in the morning. Here's why. When your blood sugar rises too high, your kidneys try to save you. They kick into overdrive to filter and flush out the excess glucose, and the only way out is through your urine. That means your bladder fills faster. You wake up more. You start your day already dehydrated, tired, and frustrated. If you've ever thought, "Why am I going to the bathroom so often lately?" Tap like if that sounds familiar. It's more common than you think. Now here's what many people don't know. Over time, this constant flushing can strain your kidneys. And if your blood sugar stays high for long enough, you may start losing protein through your urine, an early sign of diabetic kidney disease. And here's a little-known twist. Frequent urination isn't just a symptom, it feeds the cycle. The more you urinate, the more fluids you lose. The more fluids you lose, the more dehydrated you become. And dehydration can raise your blood sugar even higher. So you end up trapped in a loop, and many people don't even know they're in it. So what should you do? First, track how often you wake to use the bathroom at night. If it's more than once or twice a night, consistently, or you're rushing to the toilet within minutes of waking, it's worth paying attention. Second, ask your doctor for a fasting blood glucose test, a urine albumin test to check for early kidney stress. Third, start drinking water earlier in the day, not just before bed, and reduce high-carb snacks in the evening that could be spiking blood sugar overnight. Now let me ask you something a little different. When you pull on your socks or brush the blanket off your legs in the morning, does it ever feel oddly painful? Like even the softest touch is too much? That might not be sensitivity. It might be your nerves, misfiring in silence. Let's talk about that next. 5. Sensitivity or pain to light touch. You toss your blanket off in the morning, slide your feet into your slippers, and suddenly a sharp, stinging discomfort shoots through your foot. Not from pressure, not from a bruise, just from the touch of fabric. Your socks feel scratchy, your bed sheets too rough. Even the gentle brush of your own hand across your leg feels like it's too much. You pause and think, that's odd, nothing's even pressing hard. But the pain or burning lingers. This is called allodynia, a condition where non-painful sensations become painful. And it's often one of the earliest and clearest signs of diabetic nerve damage. What's happening inside your body is subtle but serious. High blood sugar damages the fine nerves under your skin, and those nerves begin misfiring. Instead of processing touch as safe, they start sending false alarms. Pain, sharp, danger. If you've ever winced from something as soft as a sock or a bedsheet, tap like, because that's not normal, and you deserve answers. The most dangerous part? Because it doesn't look serious. No swelling, no cut, no bruise. Many people dismiss it. But this symptom often marks the transition from mild to more advanced nerve damage. And once that happens, pain may persist even without touch at all. Ignoring this can lead to chronic pain syndromes, loss of fine motor sensitivity, and in severe cases, progressive neuropathy, where numbness takes over pain and injuries go unnoticed entirely. What should you do? First, notice the pattern. Is this pain happening most in the morning, when your nerves are waking up? Is it triggered by soft touch, not pressure? Second, tell your doctor exactly what you're feeling. Use words like burning, pins and needles, sensitive to touch. They help guide proper testing. Third, ask about a monofilament or nerve conduction test, especially if you also experience tingling or numbness in your hands or feet. If no one ever told you that pain from a bedsheet or socks hurting your skin could be linked to diabetes, subscribe now, because these are the silent signals most people miss. And if someone close to you, your spouse, a parent, a friend, has been saying, "My skin feels weird," or even "My clothes hurt," share this with them. Sometimes what feels like hypersensitivity is actually a nerve calling for help. But what if your next warning sign doesn't involve touch at all? What if it's something you see, but not clearly? You wake up, rub your eyes, and the world still looks a little foggy. Not painful, just not quite right. Let's talk about morning blurry vision and why your blood sugar might be behind it. 6. Blurry vision in the morning. You wake up and reach for your glasses, but something's off. The room looks hazy, like someone smeared a thin film over your eyes. You blink once, twice, still blurry. You give it time, and sure enough, an hour later, everything seems sharper. You tell yourself it's just your eyes adjusting. But what if it's not? What if that morning blur is actually your blood sugar distorting your vision from the inside out? Here's what's really happening. When your blood sugar rises overnight, it draws fluid into the lens of your eye. That swelling changes how light is focused, making everything appear foggy, especially first thing in the morning. You may think it's fatigue, or that your prescription is off, but in reality, it could be a subtle early sign of diabetic eye disease, long before any permanent damage begins. If you've ever had to wait for your vision to clear up after waking, tap like so we know we're talking to the right people. Most people ignore this, they get used to it. But over time, those daily little blurs can lead to eye strain, reduced focus, and eventually, diabetic retinopathy, a condition where the tiny blood vessels in your retina begin to leak or bleed. And here's the part no one warns you about. You might not notice it worsening until it's too late. That's why early detection is your greatest protection. What can you do? Start paying attention to patterns. Is your vision blurriest right after waking? Does it improve mid-morning? Monitor your fasting blood sugar. Higher levels correlate strongly with this symptom, and they often go unchecked for too long. Ask your doctor for a dilated eye exam. This isn't just about new glasses, it's about protecting the eyesight you still have. If you've never connected your morning vision changes with blood sugar, hit subscribe, because the eyes truly are the window into your health, and early clues can protect your sight. And if your spouse or a loved one says, "I can't see clearly in the morning, but it gets better later," share this with them. That moment of blur could be more than just sleepiness. It might be sugar-related swelling inside the eye. Now, let me ask you something different. What if your warning sign doesn't come from what you see, but from what you crave? You wake up, not just tired, but starving. Like your body's running on empty, even though you ate well the night before. Could it be normal hunger? Or is your blood sugar crashing overnight and sending an emergency signal for food? Let's talk about waking up feeling extremely hungry and what it might really mean. 7. Waking up feeling extremely hungry. You wake up and the hunger hits you instantly. It's not the casual kind of "I could eat." It's urgent, like you haven't eaten in days. Your stomach growls, your hands might even tremble, and all you can think about is getting something, anything, into your system. You think, maybe I had a light dinner, or I guess I just have a fast metabolism. But the truth is, this kind of intense morning hunger isn't normal, and it's not about how much you ate the night before. For many people with insulin resistance or early-stage type 2 diabetes, this sudden hunger after waking up is your body's distress call. Here's what's happening inside. When you live with insulin resistance, your body struggles to move sugar out of the bloodstream and into your cells, where it's actually needed for energy. So even if you technically have high blood sugar, your cells are starving, and that starvation triggers intense hunger signals, especially after 6 to 8 hours without food. It's not that you didn't eat enough, it's that your body didn't get to use what you already gave it. If you've ever woken up ravenous, like it hurts to wait even 10 minutes to eat, tap like. You're not the only one trying to make sense of those morning cravings. But here's the danger. Most people respond to this hunger with more carbs, toast, cereal, juice, which only feeds the blood sugar spike. And before you know it, you're caught in a roller coaster of morning hunger, midday crashes, afternoon fatigue, and evening cravings. It's not willpower, it's physiology. So what can you do? Try to balance your blood sugar before bed. Avoid sugary snacks or high-carb meals late at night. Add protein or fiber instead. Test your fasting glucose for 2 to 3 mornings when this hunger is most intense. If it's above 100 milligrams per deciliter consistently, that's a sign worth acting on. And if your doctor hasn't checked for insulin resistance or prediabetes, this is the perfect time to ask. If this helped you see morning hunger in a whole new light, hit subscribe, because understanding why your body does what it does gives you the power to change it. And if someone you care about, a parent, a sibling, your partner, wakes up starving every day and brushes it off, share this with them, because they might not be eating for energy. They might be eating to chase fuel their body can't access. If you've noticed 2 or more of the signs we talked about, especially the tingling, blurry vision, or constant thirst, it's time to pause and pay attention. These aren't just normal parts of aging. They're your body's quiet warnings, and you're wise to listen. You don't need to panic, but you do need to act. Start small. Track your fasting blood sugar for the next 3 mornings in a row. Write it down. Then schedule a conversation with your healthcare provider, even if it's just to ask, "Am I okay, or is something starting?" Because early detection isn't about fear, it's about freedom. And the earlier you act, the more power you have to take control, before diabetes takes control of you.